put it in there. Man, I hate that didn't work out. I wonder why. I see people doing lives all the time. I'm gonna have to ask Carol if I'm doing anything wrong, or maybe it's just the broadband, you know? So is anybody already cut out?
I have.
Oh, good, Tony.
Not me.
Who's already cut out?
I'm not cut out yet, Nikki, because I want to make sure. So I'm having an issue with, I don't know if it's the way I'm measuring, but my measurements are causing all of my dresses to be too big. They're like way big. When I cut out, and I'll show you the pattern that I used for the McCall's dress that I cut out, and it was huge. It was like I was in a bag or something.
Okay. All right. There's something that we can check to see what's happening. So you're concerned that it's going to happen again?
I'm concerned, and I don't want to, like, I don't want to cut the pattern too big, like way too big. Because, you know, sometimes the lines, you can't go back and cut it smaller.
Yeah.
Then I would be doing a bunch of adjustments on the dress.
Right. Okay. All right, cool. We can definitely do that. Anybody else struggling with that? Rosemary, you not cut out yet?
No, but I've had that problem in the past too.
Okay. Christy, you cut out?
No, I'm not cut out.
Okay. All
My
right.
fabric's still on order. It's not here yet, Nikki.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Yeah, and we're not rushing. We're doing this over a 2 or 3 week period, y'all. So, yeah, I'm just trying to see where everyone is.
Miss Nikki.
Yep.
I'm cutting out my pattern still right now, but when I did my measurements, because of the way I'm shaped, I'm in the bust, I'm very small, but my stomach is wider, so I went by my waist measurement. I chose my size based on my waist measurement. Was that correct?
Yeah, you can do that because you do want it to fit. And Dominic, you're making the wrap too, right? No, you're not.
No.
You're doing the straight dress. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go by that. You can go by your waist measurement, and you may need to, like, do you know how to look at your body measurements versus the finished garment measurements? Are you confident about the size based on that?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go over that again. I'm sure it can help everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Hold on. I'm gonna cancel the spotlight so you guys can y'all can see me. Okay. All right, so Ebony, I'm gonna do you and Dominique at the same time, okay?
Okay.
So let's look at the measurements. I'm gonna use mine as an example, and we'll just talk about what it should be. Let me turn the TV off. Okay. All right, so guys, this dresses, you have to determine based on the design of the dress where you want it to hit, okay? These dresses have a natural waistline, you know, position, okay? It's not too high, it's not too low. The wrap dress may be a tad high then. Like if you look at both these dresses, would you think the wrap dress waist is a little higher than this one?
Yes.
Okay, just by looking at it, right? Just by looking at it. All right, so there's some measurements that you can take to see, you know, where you are. Okay, Ebony and Dominique, you both are making, yes, good. Okay, you both are making the straight dress.
Is she doing the straight one or is she doing 9176?
She's doing she's doing.
I'm doing 9176.
Yeah, 9176.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. 9176 too. I wanted to do both of them, but I want to do something that someone else is doing so we can kind of bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Now look at my table. Okay, you'll see my table, and I'm going to do, hold on. Okay. All right, so there's the bodice on this dress.
Let me.
Okay, there's both. Okay, so when you look at the finished garment, you look at your measurements, and then if you look at the finished garment measurements on this dress, the bust, let's say it's, 37, okay? Ebony, what size you think you cutting? And Dominique, what size you think you cutting?
I'm cut. I picked the 26W.
Okay. And what about you, Ebony?
I think I'm cutting a 16.
Okay, all right, good. All right. Okay, so if you determine what your bust is or your waist, all right, because you've got your bust, waist, hip is 9 inches below the waist. We're not worried about that right now. Let's just make sure the bodice is going to fit. Okay, so if I did a 14, let's say if I did a 16, okay, and my bust is 39. Okay, so say my bust is a 39. When I'm doing on a 16, the finished garment on a 16 is going to be 39. It's a knit fabric. It's going to fit very snug. Okay, it's going to have negative ease. That would be fine on a regular dress like this. Okay, look at the design. And if you want it to lay that snugly, that should be fine because the finished garment measurement is going to measure a 39. Now, if I'm much larger, if I'm larger than that and I'm closer to a 18 or so, I need to look at how much ease I'm going to have. So if the finished garment measurement is smaller than what you are, that means it's going to be too small. So you have to look at both numbers at the same time to determine, especially if you're in between. Okay. So go ahead. Who was that?
Okay, so if I've measured and my bust measurement is a 42, but then I'm looking at the finished garment measurement and the finished garment measurement is a 39, does that mean that I need to cut out an 18 because the finished garment measurement would then be a 41?
Yes.
Because of the negative ease?
Yes, because the negative ease. You don't want it too tight. Even though if it's a ponte knit, it's a mid-weight knit, you don't want it too tight. You don't want to be unhappy with it either. You want it to lay nicely. So yes. 1 inch would be good as far as I would go.
So 1 inch would be as far as you could go.
Yeah.
So then I would really be okay with, I'm going to be okay with the 18. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the waist though? Because it does have a snug waist. Okay.
Now what is your waist?
Okay, let me see. Where's my waist measurement? The bust. Where's the waist measurement on this dress? Am I looking at this one?
There's no finished waist measurement on this one. Okay.
So it's really based on the bust measurement. The size of the dress is based on the bust measurement.
But I'm getting ready to show you how to determine what the waist is going to be.
Okay, so my waist measurement is a 35.5.
Okay. All right, and you've already decided that 18 would be a good cut for you. Let's check, because this is why you're going to make a muslin. Let's check to see what the waist measurement is on the actual pattern piece.
Okay. So check
Okay.
to see what the waist measurement is.
Yep, yep, okay. So here's the back. Here's the front. Can y'all see my table okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yes.
all right, there's two pieces to the back, right? There's two back pieces, 1 and 2. All right, so I'm gonna measure. This is your size. You've already cut. You don't have to physically cut it, but you can measure it. You can measure from the lines, okay? All right, measure from edge to edge. Now, there's 5/8 inch seam allowance on both sides. So you're gonna take off 1.25 inches. Okay, so this is right at 9, this example, this is mine. This is 9.5, okay? So I'm gonna take off 1.25 inches, and that's gonna be 8.5 times 2.
See, so that's going to give you 17.
17 total. That's my back waist. 17 is my back waist. Write these notes on the pattern. Okay? All right, let's do the front. No, I'm sorry. We got to fix that. Let's go back. All right, so we have, I forgot about the dart. All right, so the dart is a 1-inch dart. You got to take that away. So it's 16.
Okay, so we're subtracting the 1-inch dart.
Subtract the 1-inch dart. You with me, Dominique? You're subtracting 5/8 inch seam allowance on each side. Okay, that's a total. That's a total of 1.25, right? And then you got to subtract the dart. We're trying to get to a finished waist measurement. So I came up with 16 total on my back. And on the front, doing the same thing.
Sorry, Nikki, is there a way, normally when you have your table view, there's a way for me to pin it. I can't pin it, so that's the thing that I'm focusing on.
Yeah, I was trying to do the
Pin
same
it?
thing.
I pinned it. I pinned it. Hold on. Let me go back and do it again. I'll spotlight it, my table. Okay. Can y'all see it now?
No, it's just one of the gallery. I don't know, must be my setting.
I don't know. See if you can pin it now, because I spotlighted it.
For some reason, the only option it's giving me with the 3 dots is chat.
Okay.
It says you cannot move a video while people are spotlighted.
Okay. All right, go ahead and pin it. Everybody pin it yourself then. See what happens.
That worked for me.
Okay. Now let me see if it changes when I spotlight, or I'll just pin. No, I got to spotlight it for everybody. Did that change for you, Rosemary?
Yeah, that changed.
Everybody
Yeah,
sees
it
the
worked for
table?
me now. I was able to pin it.
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay. All right, we're doing the front. Mine is 8.5. I'm going to take away 1.25. So that's 1.25. So that's 7.25. Okay, there's no dart. All right, this is a fold. So if I measured the whole thing, it'll be 14.5, right? All right, 14.5 plus 16, 6 plus 4 is 10, that's 30.5, right?
30.5.
That's 30.5. All right, I'm going to measure my waist. My waist is 34.5. That's a whole 4 inches. Okay. That's a whole 4 inches. That's not gonna, it's gonna be knit, but that's not gonna be good for my waist. So I need a little more. What I would consider doing is shortening the dart down to a 1/2 inch, because I still need the shaping, but I can shorten it down to a 1/2 inch, or I can go up a size for the waist. Dominique, that probably helps you more than Ebony, right? Measuring the waist to make sure you can get a finished garment measurement.
I think so. I'm a little confused still,
Okay,
but I'm gonna rewatch it.
Well, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay. So we want to measure, you know, there's 5/8 seam allowance on each side. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Because that's what the pattern calls for. And this is a 1-inch dart you're going to do. So that's taken away from this here. That's how they get to a finished garment measurement. What is that measurement going to be when the garment is finished? Okay, let me check something. Oh, it don't have waist. That's why we're checking it. All right, so you want to measure from edge to edge. Okay, and whatever your measurement is, you're going to subtract seam allowance and the dart.
Okay.
Okay, so there's going to be 5/8 here and 5/8 here. So you subtract 1 1/4 from this number, from this total number. And then you're going to subtract a 1-inch dart, because this is coming in. A dart takes fabric away. So you're subtracting another inch.
Okay.
Okay. And then because you have 2 pieces and we only just measured 1/2 of the back, just double it. You got a piece here and a piece here. You got 2 pieces that are coming up with that number.
Okay.
Okay. See, basically, let me show you. Let me see if I can get this helps. Where's my pens? This is what it looks like. This is going to be pinned together. This is going to be stitched together. 5/8. Look at that eyeball. All right, that's going to be pinned there. It's going to be stitched right there. Here's the dart. It's going to be pinned there. And then both sides are going to be stitched to the front, 5/8, right? This is why you make a muslin, guys, so you can check your fit. So here is that finished waist measurement for the back. That's what your back is going to look like on your body. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Just pin the center together, pin the darts together, pin 5/8 inch on the sides, and measure that. And then do the same thing for the front. And on the front, it would just be the 5/8 on each side, right? And then you can determine, is that going to be a good waist measurement for you?
Okay. And in my case, I know you had mentioned if the bust was if your bust was larger. Now, in my case, if my bust is smaller, it's okay because I can always take it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What's the difference between with your, well, no, do you have a stomach or
Yes,
okay, you got a tummy?
I have a stomach. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you know where you want your dress to hit?
I know it does. I know from the picture I see it hits kind of low. It'd be nice if it hit like more so under the bust for me.
Let's do that then. That's exactly right. If you have a tummy and you have a dress that has a defined waistline, you don't want your dress, if you can see you don't want your dress hitting across that tummy. I had a customer today that we figured that out with her. She said, I added more up here so it could come lower. You don't want that. You want it to hit here so it can complement
Right.
the length of your body. So regardless of whether you have a tummy or not, if you're going to have a dress on that has a defined waist, that's when I was talking about you have to make a design decision, okay, based on your body shape. So bring that waist up a little so it can be right here underneath your, not right underneath your boobs, but we call that an empire waist.
Right.
Y'all watch Bridgerton, right? All those dresses were empire waist. They were up here, right? Because they had corsets on, right? Okay, but that's an empire waist that sits higher and then it'll flow down.
Okay.
So don't try to make a waistline fit a protruding stomach. Okay, you can do that with pants more so than dresses because pants got something to hang on to on the back. And then the waist will fall where it's going to fall. If you like, your jeans and they sitting low or whatever, right? But if you try to do that with a dress, it's just going to be in no man's land and you don't want to put nothing below it, then you'll look pregnant. So just complement your body with the right lines. And sometimes you have to change patterns. You have to adjust patterns to make that happen. Because y'all know what these blocks look like. When McCall makes these blocks, they have the same block. It's made for a 5'4" woman with a B cup. And then they grade out from there. So you get the 22 and the 18 and the 19, the 16, but it was graded on the same block for everybody.
How skinny is she, for heaven's sake?
That is skinny. Okay, so that's how you want to determine the finished garment measurement for your waist. Now let's do the bust area for your muslin. Yeah, I'm going to buy a new house and I'm going to have a really large sewing room. My goodness. Okay, so the waist is the same there's no changes to the waist on the front because there's no darts on the front. Okay, there are darts on the side, however. Let me show you what this measurement looks like. Let's put the dart together. Dominique, you are making a muslin, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ebony, you are too?
I am now.
You silly girl. Yes, you are.
I am. I just
The
said.
thing about making a muslin, you don't have to make the whole thing.
Right.
Right?
And then I guess as we go, it gets easier because then you figure out what you need to do for each company, whatever pattern designer you're using, figure out what you need to do to make their patterns fit you.
Yes.
And then it becomes less necessary for you to make a muslin every single time.
Exactly. You can. And then how about if you took that muslin and you made so many adjustments that it fits you perfectly and it's a regular bodice, how about that becomes your pattern?
That becomes my pattern.
Right? Right, Susan?
And is that your sloper? That's what you call the sloper?
Yeah. Susan has one. Okay, so here's the front. Okay, Dominique, specifically for you. And Ebony, maybe you too. I don't know
Yes.
exactly where. Okay.
I'm just following along because, and I'm gonna cut tomorrow because
Okay.
it makes more sense for me to kind of follow along and take all this in.
Uh-huh.
And then I can sit down when it's quiet and do that.
And we're recording, so you'll have
Okay.
it. Okay. All right, guys, here's your darts. All right. So, Dominique, I want you to do the darts exactly like they are on the pattern. I want you to baste them when you do your measurement, okay? Because this is where you're not going to take in here. It's not that. Okay, it's knit fabric that you're working with. So it's not like you're going to take in here under the arms and stitch in. You're going to make your darts just a tad deeper, a little bit deeper, okay? Just to make sure you have the right kind of shaping if you're smaller, okay? Now look, I've pinned the darts. The dart's going to point down. You're going to press them and they're going to get stitched down when they're stitched to the back, right?
Right.
Let's go ahead and do that. Just pin it down. All right. Measure this. Measure this side. This is going to be, let's measure the finished garment. Okay. Here's 5/8 right here. Here's 5/8 right here. Top and bottom. The finished garment of this piece is 8 inches. You know what that measurement is? If you can see me, that measurement is here to your waist. That's what that measurement is right there. Okay. And how I want you to measure it. It's hard to take this measurement. You can't do that. That's not what this is. Okay. If you guys can see me, hold your arms horizontal right here. If you're by yourself. Okay. If you can get some help, that'll be even better. But hold your arm just like this and just hold the tape right where the underarm of the dress would be. You might have on a bra, you might have on a tank top, a t-shirt, okay? And put it right there, all right? And then just kind of do like that to hold the tape, okay? Don't do anything else with your body. Stand up very straight, hold your arm right here and place the tape on the side. Just hold your arm so you can hold the tape and bring it down to your waist and put your finger down to your waist. Dominic, for you, think about where you want your waist to be on this, okay?
Okay.
Now, if I were making this dress, mine would come right here, okay? And then I'm going to just hold my finger. That's 8 for me. That's the exact place where mine needs to be. Okay, so look at that number from here down to your waist. Now, Dominique, if you want it a little higher, consider what this length is on the pattern or the actual, on the pattern first, because you're not cutting until you get these numbers. And the muslin, if you go ahead and cut your muslin, you'll know how to take these measurements. And that's what that measurement is.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Guys, make sure your shoulders are good. All right. Take off.
Nikki, remember how I always mentioned that my armholes always seem to come out too deep? When I do that side measurement, it's 10 inches. Do I go up with my armholes?
When you do yours, it's 10 inches. Did you measure the pattern?
The pattern's like 8 inches, like you said.
The pattern's 8 inches. Oh, you cut a 14?
No, actually, as of right now, I had a 10, and I think that's way too small.
Oh, okay. But it's 8 inches also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're 10. So it's not your armhole, it's the side bodice. Now, that's going to determine where the bodice is going to hit you on the waist. Now, if you've got if you need to tighten up your arm side some, yeah,
Yeah.
you would just go in. It's not lengthening, or it's not affecting that number we just discussed. Okay. So what you would do is if you tighten up the arm side, that means you're going in here this way.
Oh.
You're not affecting this here. You're just
Oh.
going in. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I have to go up higher. No, just don't make the arm side as deep. It's making
Right.
it taller.
Right. Okay. So Rosemary, if you were to crawl let me take away the 5/8 here.
Now I'm doing the dress that has the side bust too, so I don't know if that has to be taken into account.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Armhole is an armhole.
Okay.
Okay. So if you were to crawl your tape around the armhole, just lay it down and crawl it around. Okay. Mine comes up 8. All right. The back is going to be different. All right. This is the front. Let me show you the back armhole. The back is going to be larger. Back armholes are larger than front armholes because you've got more back. All right, when you're measuring, just give yourself a tip and mark the 5/8 instead of doing the subtracting. Is that better?
Yeah.
Just crawl the tape. This is the back. You're going to crawl the tape around. And mine is 8 3/4. Okay, so it's going to be larger on the back. So measure that, Rosemary. And then you're going to need help with this if you want to measure your armhole. Okay, start right here at the top. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay, start right here on the top in that little divot where your arm is. Okay, start there. Get your husband to help you with this one and bring it around and stop. Not too tight. And don't help him. Just tell him that you need a good measurement. Just make sure it's, you don't want it pulled tight. And you want to measure, and put your finger there. And, I came up with 19 on mine. So I've got 8 and 8 1/2 or whatever it was. So I've got 16 1/2. It's too small. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you
So
would
this-
cut yours deeper.
No, I'm going up a size.
Oh.
Yeah. I hadn't made this dress. I've made the wrap dress. Okay. And different dress designs, you may have to do a different sizing. Okay. Make sure your shoulders are good. Your shoulders should be between 4 and 4.5 inches. All right. My shoulder is right at 4. Dominique, to measure where you think you want
Yes.
the dress to hit, this measurement right here from the base of your neck. See that little hollow in your neck? Not up here.
Yes.
Right here at the bottom. That measurement right here is called front waist measurement. All right. Don't pull it down too tight. Just pull it straight down and hit it at your waist and determine where you want the dress to hit you.
Okay.
And that's what this measurement is right here.
Okay, it's a front waist measurement.
You see?
Yes.
So make your muslins, guys, do these measurements and just make sure, I mean, these are simple dresses, but if this is your first time into real dressmaking, invest the time to do these measurements and make sure. And when you have the muslin on, if you can write on the fabric, that's fine. If you got some help, write it on there, make a mark, baste it back together. And when you put it on and you feel like you're satisfied with it, that's when you know, okay, I made the changes. Now you can make the change, you can go back to the pattern paper and make the changes, or you can take that muslin apart and use it as your pattern. Either one, depending on the fabric, right?
Right.
So you can do either one. Okay, so there's that one. Wait a minute, where's, okay. All right, so my next step will be doing darts, stitching the darts, and yeah, stitching the darts and doing my interfacing. Let me show you the interfacing I got. I've got a knit. You want a knit interfacing, okay? A knit interfacing, you know, has stretch. Just a little, two-way only. It's not going to be stretchy all over. See, it doesn't stretch that way. So my interfacing stretches like that, all right? So if you're working with a knit fabric, you want knit interfacing. And you always want interfacing that's lighter or equal to the weight of your fabric. Okay. And then how do you put the interfacing on with the iron?
With the sticky side.
Down, but up, down motions. You don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to iron back and forth. You want just heat and a little pressure. And make sure it's all on there. Get all the edges. Okay, just up and down.
And when I go, so I'm going back to Joann's tomorrow because I have interfacing, but I don't have knit interfacing.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back and ask for knit interfacing. Are they going to know what I'm talking about? Because sometimes the people look at me like I'm speaking another language.
I know, because people in Joann's don't know nothing about sewing. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
Looking at me like I'm speaking another language or I got a horn on my head.
Cause it,
You don't see this?
I'm
Okay.
serious. Every time I go in there, they look at me like I'm crazy.
It says
Okay.
Pellon.
Write this down.
Pellon. Does that say easy knit?
Yep.
What's the-
EK 130. Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
EK 130 easy knit. Okay.
Yeah. Fusible knit interfacing and underlining.
Knit
That's for coats and stuff.
interfacing. Okay. Okay.
All right, do a screenshot of it so you can put it in your phone.
Nikki is. I'm sorry, Ebony.
Oh no, you're good.
Is this okay?
Knit and stable. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is 130. Mine is really light. Yours is 180. So just make sure it's not
Yes.
heavier than your fabric.
No, it doesn't. It's real light.
Okay, you're good.
See?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I like that.
And Ebony, I got this from Joanne's yesterday, Ebony.
Okay. They're
All right.
gonna need to,
Hey,
Hold on,
Nikki.
I'm going to put in the chat the knit interfacing. Pellon 130 easy knit.
Okay. That's what the EK stands for, easy knit. Okay.
I think that was confusing when we went to Joann's, Nikki. And so, like this one, I put that on, try to get it
I
Because
can
it
see.
said that it works on knit, but
Say it again. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me cancel this spotlight. Okay, go ahead, Chrissy. That's sheer Taylor interfacing. Is that knit? Uh-oh, did I mute everybody? Unmute, Christy. I'm sorry. Unmute, sweetie.
oh, sorry.
Okay.
It said on there lightweight to midweight wovens and knit. I didn't want to really go ask the counter people.
No.
I have to be honest with you. There was a line and they don't always know.
No. You know what, Chrissy, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say test it. Okay. Just get a piece. You don't have to take it back. You can always use it. All right.
Okay, that's fine.
Always buy more interfacing than you need.
Okay.
All right. Also, I want you guys to start shopping at Walwack for supplies. Leave Joanne's alone. Okay.
I need to touch everything, Nikki. I need
No,
to
you
touch
don't.
it.
Not interfacing. You don't. You got to get used to it. You get used to it, so you can always have your supplies. But I get it. I get it. So if you know what you want,
That's why I'm touching it.
so yeah. So now that you know what you want, you got it. Okay, now you can order it and have it come to you, and you're done. And always, always, always buy more interfacing than you need. I mean, if interfacing ever goes on sale at Joann's, run in there and get 5 yards of it.
5 yards of it. Okay.
You will, yeah, you don't ever want to run out of interfacing. Have you ever been making a dress and had to stop because you didn't have the right
I don't think I've
interface?
ever been making a dress, but I was making shorts.
Right.
And so another thing, speaking of this, I'm glad we're chatting a little bit. If when you're looking at the line drawings, or whenever you're looking at how the pattern is laid out to be cut,
Yes.
it's important to pay attention to that whenever you're cutting, because I didn't follow along. I knew I had enough fabric, but I didn't follow along with the layout. So
Yep.
whenever it came time to cut out the waistband, I had enough fabric, but I didn't have enough to cut on the fold or to cut straight. I would have had to cut it on the diagonal or on the bias. Let me use my sewing terms. I would have had to cut it on the bias,
Yeah.
and then it would not have been right. So I had to go back and buy another piece so that I could do the top of my shorts.
Yeah.
But my pockets look good. I'm gonna show you my pockets in a minute. My pockets look good.
That's great. That's great. Okay, let me say something about laying it out on the pattern, laying the pattern out. Always look at what the pattern says, because it's going to tell you how to lay it out to really maximize your fabric, even if you have enough. Okay, even if you have more than enough, look at it and do it anyway. You can do it loosely, but do it anyway, because you won't run into that problem. You're like, God dog it, that piece is too long, and all of that, right? I did that tonight with my wrap dress. I have a piece of panel fabric. See? The panel, that's going to be the top. All right, and that's going to be the bottom. And in my head, the top was going to be all black, because the fabric is, all right. So after I cut the two bottom pieces first to make sure. And I did not have enough black. The way I cut it, I did not have enough black, solid black, to do the bodice all solid black. So now I have a bodice. So I decided to cut one side solid and the other side has flowers on it.
It's a design feature. It's just a design feature.
Yeah, that's all.
Just a design feature. Yeah.
That is all.
So Nikki, I'm on Waywack. Which one of these things would fit? Because they don't say, they say tricot, but they don't say
There's a
knit.
lot. Hold on. I just highlighted some. Hold on. See, I get the book.
Oh, well, how can I get a book? That would make me feel better.
They'll send you one as soon as you place an order.
Okay, well, I'm gonna order something tonight so I can get a
Yeah,
book.
and they always have, they have good sale. They sell everything, y'all.
Their serger thread is usually, you can get it for like $1.99 or $2 and change for the
Yeah,
serger
the
combs.
thread. Hold on, I'm going to give you some numbers. 'Cause I highlighted mine. Come on, interfacing. I just did this the other night. Okay. All righty. Okay, here's Fusible non-woven. Search that.
Found one called Fashion Fuse Fusible Non-Woven Interlining. It's looks like it's black.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, can you put the website in the chat?
Yeah, I sure will.
Thank you.
Oh, I started writing it. I stopped.
Oh, you said non-woven, not woven.
Yeah, no, they call it Fusible non-woven. It's $2.98. And if you order a lot, you know, of course, they give you a price. Just look up professional interlining and interfacing. It should all be on in one. It should all come up. They've got fusible everything. Fusible, fashion fuse, fusible woven. And then they've got fusible non-woven. Here's a fusible non-woven medium weight. So get that. And those of you that need a zipper, you have yours, your invisible zipper. Dominique?
Yep, got it.
Christy?
Are we allowed to buy zippers at Joann's? They're buy three, get two free.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, the invisible zipper, it says 22 inches. If you have a 24 inch, that's fine. If you have a 26 inch, that's fine. If you have a 20 inch, it may be good, especially if it goes right, if it goes, if your waist, you know, if your back waist is longer than, you know, is shorter than 20. So you don't want to be able to not be able to get into it, okay? Does everyone have their invisible zipper foot?
Mine will be here tomorrow.
Okay. Ebony, you got yours? Where'd you get it?
I did. Well, I went in because I had, you know, we bought the new machine. So
Yeah.
I had credits, I had points, and I was able to get it for like $9, I think. I had that many points.
Mine?
I paid $9 because you know these doggone machines cost an arm and a leg. You gotta offer up your firstborn child to get a machine.
Which one? Oh, the last one you got? What you got now?
I got the Viking Sapphire.
Oh, okay. Same one I have. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I got the cover stitch machine, the S25. Yeah, so I got the cover stitch machine. So I had $35 over here in points and $25 over here.
Yeah, they should have gave you an invisible zipper foot.
Honey, she gave me the throat plate because, you know,